Good afternoon. This is Craig Modelmog for the week of October. Actually, it's not the week of, it's the week ending October 2nd. It's hard to believe it's October already. Wall Street X's and O's. So welcome. I hope everyone had a good week. This was a crazy week. I feel tired today. If I seem tired, I'm tired. But it's okay. It's all good. And I think we got a good show today. I've got some general housekeeping things I'm going to hit on. I have a very troubling survey that I found out there, which I think is going to help us all reflect a little bit. I hope anyway. Obviously, we're going to hit on unemployment because we have to. I've got my weekly dump of just good data, which is good. And then I'm going to top this thing off today with market performance for the quarter. We just ended the third quarter. We have begun the fourth quarter of 2020. Frankly, I'm still trying to get over that 2019 came and went. And here we are staring at the fourth quarter of 2020. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, here we go today. Hopefully the sound, I keep working with the sound on my computer, and I'm going back to the headphones and whatnot just to see if we get a little bit better sound quality. Anyway, here we go. Daily housekeeping. Cyber crime is escalating, people. COVID is really causing a lot of havoc in many different ways. We're seeing instances of phishing schemes, of people getting their computers hacked, companies getting taken hostage for ransomware. In fact, a big hospital was taken hostage and literally had to shut things down. I think one patient actually died because power got cut or something crazy happened. I can't remember the entire story, but just crazy things here. I found a quoting here, Ed Cabrera, Chief Cybersecurity Officer for Trend Micro. And he says that they've got a new report that they just rolled out on cyber criminal groups, known that humans are often the weakest link in cybersecurity defense. So they know that the weakest link is not the machines that we have, it's us. Okay. And obviously it's becoming a very highly emotional thing. He said that, and I quote, that his company has seen evidence of an increase in a wide range of cyber attacks linked to the pandemic. According to Trend Micro, in the first quarter, so this is first quarter. Remember, when did pandemic start? End of February. So it's almost the end of the first quarter. So we're literally talking 5 weeks here, people. This is intense here. It says the first quarter of the year, there were nearly 1 million spam messages sent, 48,000 hits on malicious URLs, and 737 pieces of malware detected, all tailored with content relative to COVID-19. This was just on his company. Okay? I would be willing to say daily, I receive something via email that is garbage. It is a phishing scheme. It is someone saying, oh, your security code is about ready to expire and you need to renew it. And it looks like Microsoft. And that's just an example. I had a credit card thing come. We're saying, oh, you need to hop in and reset your credit card passwords. Here is the deal, okay? We need to take extra precautions. I know all of us are spending a lot more time on the computer, on social media. We are all sitting ducks, okay? We need to be smart. If you receive an email, if you receive a text, something that you don't know who it is, I encourage you to go up into the line of the email and you can see where the email came from. Many times that's the first dead giveaway because it's from some crazy different email address, okay? So let's just use and encourage you to take some extra precautions. I'm hearing about friends, family getting hacked, bad things happening. I don't want that to happen to you guys. So let's just be smart. Take your time before you get click crazy. Okay. I used to laugh at my son. He would go in and he would just be clicking away. And I'm like, dude, slow down because you are clicking so fast. You don't know what you're clicking on. So let's not get click happy. Let's put our fingers, let's make them freeze. Freeze the finger. That might be a new slogan. Freeze the finger. Okay. And let's think before we start clicking on stuff. All right. Okay, moving on. This was a very troubling survey that came out here, and they take this survey every year. So they took this in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020 in June, and then 2020 again, September 1st. And the question is this: how much do you feel it is justified for your party, you know where I'm going with this, I'm going there, Democrat, Republican, to use violence in advancing political goals or agenda? The options: never justified, a little, a moderate amount, a lot, a great deal. Okay? This is troubling, all right? Because here's what this is measuring. This is showing us that as time has gone on since 2017, that people are becoming more and more comfortable with or in agreement with violence related to politics. In 2017, only 8% of Democrats and 8% of Republicans answered yes on either a little more or more, okay? 8%. In October of 2018, this is I'm going to make a really bad joke here, but you'll kind of get me on this one. 13% of Democrats said yes. 11% of Republicans said no. This is when the Dems were really heating up in their hatred towards Trump. In 2019, the numbers continue to go up. 16% Dems, 15% Republicans. June of 2020, it was even. 30% Democrats, 30% Republicans said yes to either a little or more. As of September 1st, 33% of Democrats surveyed and 36% of Republicans surveyed said that it is okay to use violence to forward your political goals or agendas. People, that is disgusting. Okay? If you want a good look at what our country has become, you probably watched that stupid debate on Tuesday. That is a direct reflection of our country. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. For anyone who watched that and thought it was okay, you need to slap yourself in the head and pull the head out of the backside and take a step back, okay? We have emotions running wild right now. We've been pent up in our stinking houses, wearing masks and all these things since March, all right? It's wearing on people. It is obvious why there is so much energy that is going on outside. Let's try to exercise kindness. Let's try to exercise random acts of kindness. We need to deflate the energy. There is so much hatred and bad energy floating around there, and I am not pointing fingers because it's everywhere. It's really disgusting, okay? And I want to clue everyone in to self-check your feelings, all right? And we all need to take a deep breath, and we all need to focus on being kind and being caring towards everyone. Everyone, yes, and I'm calling us all out. We all need to be kind and caring towards everyone. If we do that, you know what? We wouldn't have half the shit that's going on taking place. And yes, I said it because I'm fired up. So anyway, getting on. We're going to crank it out here. Moving on, unemployment. You knew I had to go there because I do every week, because that's just what the deal is, right? Unemployment. Here's the deal. Initial claims were flat this week, 837,000. Last week was 873,000. Here's the problem. California was not included in this. Yes, I know. Newsflash, California's doing something different. I know you probably think that is fake news. It's not, okay? No, they're taking a comparable path to what our chief reporters have been doing when it comes to unemployment, on trying to make seasonal adjustments. They want to be more accurate. I respect that, okay? I'm not bashing on California, but I had to a little bit just because. But no, so that does not include California. So 837 to 873. If you go total benefit recipients, it upticked. Remember what I told you last week and a couple weeks? This is a 2-week lagging indicator. 26,530,000 are on reoccurring, that is, unemployment benefits. That's atrocious. Okay, moving on, because it's depressing. It just is. Here's my weekly dump. Okay, this is good stuff. Total employment. The pace of employment is slowing. Okay, or the pace of improved employment is slowing. Okay, and that is inclusive of the last 5 months, which the last 5, we had the huge fall off the cliff. Bang, March, April. Then we see the huge, and that's happened in May, June, July, August, September, 5 months, okay? Here's what's interesting. Unemployment remains down minus 10.74 million people relative to pre-pandemic February peak, and that still exceeds the global financial crisis peak. It's crazy, okay? State and local job loss. These are state and local governments. Employment fell 182,000. Now, remember what I've been talking about? White collar unemployment is expanding versus just those low entry-level jobs and low-paying jobs. It's starting to expand. We saw Disney laying off 26 or 28,000 people. The airlines today started laying off people. There's more coming, okay? That's going to continue to put pressure on things. We got to watch that. Census hiring. Yeah, they hired to do the census this year. So, and that was included in the numbers in August. So that's another 238,000 people. Okay, so that number's not quite as rosy. Here is the worst one. Permanent job loss. These are jobs that were furloughed or people were laid off, now are gone. Okay, that number right now is at 300, and it increased another 345,000 month over month to a grand total of 3.756 million. And I had a chart that was going to talk about unemployment, and now see how technology works. Now I can't find it. Now I'm feeling a little scattered. Now, did I find it? Did I find it? Suck. I did not. I'm so sad. Anyway, I'm going to keep going here. So anyway, that's a rough number. That is sad, because there's going to be more of that happening. I really look for that number to go up. Long-term employment. Okay, unemployment. Let's take a quick review here. Normally lasts 26 weeks. We are in week 28. Okay, this is amazing. Half of the people unemployed right now have been furloughed or unemployed that long. Okay. The number of people unemployed 27 plus weeks rose by 781,000 this past week. This is getting intense here. If you look at this little graph I have here, and I wish I could show it to you, but I haven't found how to interject that into my videos because I'm not quite technologically savvy enough to. So you just have to rely on me reporting the news and assuming that it's accurate, which, you know, with me, I am all about the facts. You see my picture next to the word fact. That is fact, okay? Right now, we've got U.S. unemployment. Those people that have been unemployed 15 to 26 weeks, that number right now is around 5 million. And then if you look at people unemployed for the duration 27 weeks and over, that number is above 7 million. These are bad numbers, okay? And it's unfortunate. Those are some things that we are going to be challenged with here for a while. Gender divergences, and this isn't a bad thing. This is just looking at childcare and the pressure it puts on families. When you have schools that aren't going back to school, okay, parents have to find out, what am I doing with my kids? What we've seen is we've seen a shift in the labor force where labor availability, as the labor force participation and unemployment to population ratio for prime-aged females, because again, a lot of women, if it's male and female, in many cases, the male has the job or the job that they need to keep, so the female is the one that's taken off, or it's the mom. A lot of dads aren't good at staying home with kids. But you're seeing that fall. That's really a bad number. That's not a number that we like to see. I hope it's going to get better. Regardless of what happens in November, we've got a president that's going to be taking over the reins or continuing on holding the reins, either direction, with high elevated unemployment and a fractured economy. This is going to be challenging. Let's move on to performance here. The S&P from April through August soared 35.4%. Ah, can you hear the angels singing? I'm going to take the wind out of the sail because then September came around, and September the S&P was down almost 4%, 3.9 and change. So we'll call it 4. So really the 6-month gain was 30%. The question here is this pullback just a pause, or is it something that's going to be more elongated? Is this the start of what I would call the beginning of is this a pull? I'm struggling today. I told you I was a little tired. Is this a correction within a bull market or the beginning of a bear market? You probably saw my write-up last month. I had the old beans. I'm a Kansas boy. Remember in Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, and they're jaunting through the forest and they're seeing lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! And I titled it "Lions and Tigers and Bulls or Bears?" ? We don't know. The jury's out right now. But here's some interesting deals. If you look at Q3, number one performing part of the market was the NASDAQ. That's tech, plus 11%. If you look at commodities, up 7.59. If you look at the dollar, down 3.62. What have I been saying for the last several weeks about the dollar? Watch the dollar. How the dollar goes is how the market goes. You know what's been happening the last 10 to 12 days? The dollar's been rising. What's been happening to the markets? What happened in September? It was a tough month, okay? If you look at July, what was the leader? Gold. What was the lagger? The dollar. Interesting, huh? In August, what was the leader? NASDAQ. What was the lagger? The dollar. Worst was T-bonds. T-bonds are long-term bonds. You have bills, short-term. You have bonds, notes, intermediate term. Bonds, long-term. Long-term bonds took it on the chin a little bit. If you look at September, number one producer in September, the dollar. Whoa! What was the worst producer? NASDAQ. If you own Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Apple, you got your butt kicked. I know. Hard to believe because those stocks only go up. I know, I'm just saying, they only go up. But guess what? Dollar again. Year to date, NASDAQ's ripping. Worst thing is commodities, although commodities have recovered significantly. The dollar's only down 2%, although that's with the recovery here for this month. So anyway, lots of good stuff going on. I get excited to get on and see you guys every week. I never think I'm going this long, and look what happens. But I tell you what, we got to keep our eye on the ball. Right now, the ball is this: the U.S. dollar and volatility. The D and the V, baby. That's what you got to watch. As the dollar goes up, you should automatically expect the markets to be down. As the dollar goes down, you should automatically expect markets to go higher. As the dollar goes up, you should expect volatility to go up. As the dollar goes down, you should expect volatility to do what? Go down. That's the story. I am sticking to it. I forgot to do my disclaimer. You know what? The opinions and facts and figures on this show are mine. They are factual, by the way. They are not a solicitation to buy or sell anything. Investments can and will lose money. They go up, they go down, and they can lose money. They are not FDIC insured. Okay, guys, it's great to see you for Friday, October 2nd. This is Craig Monologue for Wall Street X's and O's, and I am